Hey, it's Arik from Firearms Nation, and today, Nation, we're going to be talking about the 3 ways you can concealed carry in the summertime. So one of the biggest problems that people face when it comes to be summertime is that we want to carry our guns, we want to protect ourselves when we go out having fun, going where we legally can go with our concealed carry, whatever rig we have going on. But the problem is we're not wearing the layers of clothing that we like to put on in the fall and in the spring where we have jackets and whatnot. It's easier to do it. But what do you do when you don't have much clothing on? You're wearing a t-shirt, pair of shorts, and flip-flops. So it's now summertime and, clothing has changed. We're wearing t-shirts, we're wearing shorts, bikinis, well, maybe not a bikini, but we're out there and we're wearing much less clothing than when it was in the fall, even though in Florida, it really doesn't make a difference. But the rest of the world, the rest of the country, you're wearing clothing that can easily conceal your firearm. Now it's summertime and you want to go out and have a good time or whatever, but you don't know how to carry a gun. It's not being easily concealed. So here are 3 different methods that I recommend to conceal your gun in such a way that you can wear a t-shirt and shorts. So here I am, I'm wearing a t-shirt and I got my shorts on, and you can see that I am concealing my gun here, appendix. So the first way to conceal your gun in a pretty good method would be a inside the waistband holster. Now, some people don't like that type of holster because it is changing the way your pants fit. It is definitely pushing more on your body than you normally like, and it's somewhat uncomfortable when you sit down. Why do I like appendix? And there's a lot of controversy around it. Some people just don't like pointing guns at their junk. That's the bottom line. It can be an extremely fast draw. It can be an extremely concealing draw. Plus, for me, one of the reasons why I like it is that I have total control of this area, meaning that I am, I can reach that area. It's accessible if someone's on top of me, whatever I'm fighting. It is a defendable place. It is easy to get to. Whereas I put it on, say, like a 4 o'clock position. If you're looking at your body as a clock and, 12 o'clock being like your belly button, you start going around. And when you get to 4 o'clock, it's that area kind of like the kidney if you were looking on your body. So it's not quite 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is what law enforcement officers, anybody who carries a gun on their side, that's 3 o'clock. This is 4 o'clock. So it's a little bit behind you now. That it would be a very concealable position too, just based on your angles, but now you're giving up somewhat control. You're controlling it pretty much with one arm, one hand. The other hand isn't over on that side. So that's something to think about. I know a lot of people, like I said, don't like to point a gun at their private parts. But if you do it properly, you do it correctly, there are ways to mitigate any problems that you might have with that. Method number 2 will be the pocket holster. So there are several styles of pocket holsters. This is one of them. This, they all have that kind of it's a tacky, sticky material on the outside. So the theory being when you draw the gun, you're gonna draw it and it's gonna keep the holster in your pocket, but the gun is going to come out. There are I've seen holsters. I think I actually had one where it had hooks on 2 of the sides of that holster. So it's hooking into the pocket again, so you can draw without the holster. Now, in some classes that I've taught for the concealed carry, I've seen people when they draw the gun, the holster comes out. You're going to have to pull the holster off to get the gun into the fight if that's necessary. Something to think about, but putting it in your pocket, the smaller guns will kind of disappear. You won't see the shape, and with cell phones the size of tablets these days, people won't think twice of something big like that in your pocket. Method number 3. Now this is the method I don't recommend the most. That's why it's number 3. And that is off-body carry in a backpack. I have my Vertix EDC pack that I did a review, and I will link to it right here. And I always get confused with the finger. And you can see here, it has the Takagami, which is a very cool way of saying sticky Velcro stuff, where you can put the gun in. And I will show you. Here is my unloaded M&P, and you can see here it is now inside the bag. I zip up the bag, and it's got, you know, if you remember in this video, it's got this long strap that you can hold on to. So I have it on my back, and if I need to draw the gun, I pull it out, the gun comes out. So that is another method. If you're wearing t-shirts and shorts and you're going out, you throw it in a backpack, your everyday carry bag. You can get smaller bags, it's the same thing. You just have to have a way. You don't want the gun floating around in a pocket. It needs to be secured to something. That is the safe way of doing it. Plus, it is a repeatable way to draw it. You practice. If you're gonna be doing that, you gotta practice getting that gun out. Something else you gotta remember, everyday carry is a lifestyle. You need to be aware of who's around you, who's bumping you, who's touching you, and where your gun is at all time. Even in the bathroom. There have been stories about that. So you must keep control of the firearm. You must. And if you have it on a bag that's off your body, that is an extra step between you and your gun, and you gotta be careful with that. A bag can be taken from you. You can leave a bag somewhere. So it is a good way, especially when you're dressing down into shorts and a t-shirt, to carry your gun, but you gotta be more mindful. You know, when the gun is on you, you can feel it on you. When the gun is off of you, there's a tendency to let your mind wander, and the next thing you know, you've forgotten where you put it. Those are 3 methods of carrying your gun concealed when you are in summer attire. If you aren't aware of this, Firearms Nation has a really good podcast, the Firearms Nation podcast. I do one-on-one interviews with a lot of people in the different firearms world, you know, from competitors to tactical guys, military, law enforcement, some gear makers, you know, just get some ideas of opinions and value to you, the listener. But you get to talk to a lot of people. I like that. I always like interviewing people because, you know, I do this stuff on camera. It's a lot of me, but in the interviews, I can learn more from other people and share their experiences with you. So anyways, that's the Firearms Nation podcast. Be sure to like and comment on this video. How do you carry off duty? Maybe you don't like Appendix, maybe you do, but I'm curious what you do. So leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe and hit that like button. This is Arik from Firearms Nation saying have a great 4th of July. Join the nation.